Hello everyone, welcome back to another video, and in this one we are testing the GeForce RTX 3060 Ti in Dragon Age The Veilguard. And here are the specs of the GPU. We are using the Zotac Twin Edge OC model of the card. We have the GDDR6 variant, not the GDDR6X, and this one is from Hynix. We have 8 gigs of VRAM, and we are using the latest NVIDIA driver 566.03, which is the game ready driver for Dragon Age The Veilguard. We have resizable bar enabled inside BIOS. Over here in Task Manager, we have the Intel Core i7-13700KF CPU. For memory, we are using DDR5 64GB of CL36 6000 MHz. And finally, for MSI Afterburner, no settings have been changed. Everything is set to stock except the fan speeds, which I have set to 86, because this GPU tends to heat up a lot like crazy, because the cooler is really bad on this one. So let's get inside the game and check out the frame rates. So here we go, guys, at 1080p resolution. At first we are using the DLAA anti-aliasing, as you can see, and we are using the ultra settings, which is pretty much maxed out right now. We are not going to use ray tracing right now. We're going to turn it on later and see. And I have just turned off vignette and motion blur, and FOV is set to 120. And for some reason my monitor is 4K, so when I start the game at 1080p resolution, it wouldn't start. If I set my desktop resolution to 1080p, the game just won't start. I had to set the monitor resolution or the desktop resolution to 4K and then start the game. Then I have to change the game resolution to 1080p, and then again I have to drop my monitor's resolution at 1080p. Then only it starts for some reason. I don't know what bug this is they have, but whatever. Hello. So yeah, so I have been playing this game for a while and I was quite enjoying it. The game looks pretty as well, like very well optimized, and looks pretty fantastic. And I definitely like the gameplay of this. And as you can see, during cutscenes, there's a slight drop in the frame rate. It drops to 40 there from 50s and 60s, but yeah, it's a cutscene. So yeah, that was a cutscene there. I just skipped it. No one really cares about that. How much you get a FPS, how much FPS you get in cutscene. I'm gonna go that side. I have actually never went to that side of this river.
Spirits, not demons. They're animating those suits of armor.
And this game looks pretty fantastic and pretty well optimized. Like, there are so many plants and trees, as you can see in this area, but it still manages to stay, like, the frame time graph is pretty good and it's pretty flat, which means there's no stuttering issues in this game, and even the 1% glows are pretty well high above. And the water looks pretty good as well, and it's pretty demanding, especially if you turn on ray tracing, which I'll do afterwards in this video. You will see, like, it becomes crazy with ray tracing reflections. And look at the VRAM usage. It's maxed out totally. This game is like a VRAM hog, no matter like if you're playing at 1080p or whatever resolution you are playing. But yeah, we are using ultra settings, so that can be one thing. I'm going to leave this at ultra settings. I'm just going to enable some DLSS Qlty. We don't have frame generation. Can we use frame generation for FSR? No. The game only supports a DLSS frame generation, unfortunately. So we're going to set DLSS Qlty at 1080p, ultra settings. Let's have a look now. Yeah, it's very shimmery. Like, especially the plants. Very shimmery when you move around, and pretty flickery as well, I would say, and a lot blurry, of course. You don't have the option to control the sharpness of the upscaling, unfortunately. That's the only option which is missing from this game's settings. Other than that, there is literally every graphic settings out there which a PC game should have, which I really like about them. I mean, this game. And the devs have done a really good job on this. Like, day one, you don't get to see such kind of performance in games these days. And VRAM usage has slightly dropped
Someone made camp
with the help of DLSS Qlty.
We've got camps all over Arlington. The bail jumpers
And
keep me.
since we don't have access to
Never
frame
really
gen,
know when or where the
I don't
magic's
have
gonna
to
start
make
going
this video
wild.
too long. I literally hate testing frame generation because I have to spend so much more time to test that using various other graphics options as well. But as you can see, guys, we're getting like 80 FPS average, 1% lows of 60. I'm gonna go up there and have the fight up there and see how much it drops. We're gonna see some enemies right here.
Demons!
Let's have our fight.
Right where we need to go. And let's do
It's
this
pretty
quick.
smooth, even though during these fights there are so many particle effects. But there is absolutely no stuttering at all. Come on, let's, and right now I am literally not having enough time to make videos because there are like so many games out there and I have multiple GPUs to test. And I just don't have the time in hand, unfortunately. So I'm really sorry about that. Let's kill these folks. Let's use our ability. These guys are pretty good at dodging now. And there we go. As you can see, we're still getting 81 FPS average. Pretty nice. So I just changed the graphics preset to high, guys, from ultra, and we have to restart the game for these two settings, textures and level of detail. These are the settings. We are still at 1080p. We are using DLAA, not TAA or any other upscaling, and we are using the high preset. It shows custom because I changed one setting that is motion blur. Yeah, we turned it off. And right now, as you can see, we're getting 70 plus frames per second with 60 plus 1% low. Just now we started. Let's have a look around real quick. I'll proceed to the next area after this as well. So won't go all the way back there though. The game has pretty good draw distance, that is for sure though. And even at high settings, this is the first time I'm actually trying high settings in this game. Did that tree just pop in there? The leaves on it. Yes. I mean, the colors become a bit faded there, and when we go near it, yeah, it pops. The deep color leaves, they actually pop suddenly. But yeah, this is high settings, guys, and it still looks fantastic, I should say. And I haven't tried the high settings yet. This is the first time, as I said. And as I've been saying, I haven't ever played Dragon Age games. It's the first time I'm playing them on. And I am honestly really enjoying the gameplay of this game, and with this phenomenal graphics, it's pretty fantastic.
Can't be. Not here.
And our GPU is touching 80 degrees C, unfortunately, as I said. This card is really bad. Like, the Zotac dual fan cards are horrible. Don't ever buy them. I never recommend you buy those. You can buy the three fan card. They're pretty good. I have the 4070 Ti Super, the Zotac 3 fan card, which is pretty good. And look at my CPU temps even. For some reason, it's booking along with the GPU.
Got it. Bring it over here and slot it
Let's
in.
put that here quickly.
And there we go. Easy.
The last Dragon Age benchmark I did was on the 4070. And in that one, my CPU was hitting 90 and even 100 at some time during loading because I had updated my BIOS before that, and I forgot to change some settings on it because it resets the BIOS after the update. And I don't think I would have to try frame generation, you know, because I mean, not frame generation, sorry, ray tracing, I mean, because the frame rate is pretty low. If I turn on FG, I keep saying FG, not FG, RT, I mean, it is gonna drop our frames to like 30 and 40s, most likely. And I think I'm gonna turn on that right now. Let's try that. I'm gonna quickly turn on ray tracing, and make sure you just turn it on. Don't use selective. It's just pointless. It doesn't apply anything. And also turn on these ultra ray tracing. Otherwise, it's just useless. Those effects don't really look good without ultra. They're still using the high settings at native 1080p. And not bad. Right now, it's still touching 50s. And 49 there.
Nice hit, Rook.
And I'm gonna show you in the water area. It's gonna drop like crazy when I look at water. Let's fight these folks real quick. And I hate these ranged enemies. Right, yeah. There should be water up here, if I remember. Maybe not. There's no water in this area, unfortunately. Actually, no, there is. Hold on. I think there was a bridge here, right? Maybe underneath that. Yeah, there is waterfall over there. Yeah, look at that. When we zoom in, we're dropping to like 30, 39 there for a second. It dropped there. Pretty crazy. It's because of the reflection on the water. If you want, you can use RT, but it's gonna be a very bad experience. Also gonna try ray tracing with the upscaling on with the DLSS Qlty. See in water how much we are dropping into. Probably 50s, I guess. Okay, it's still holding up quite above 60, which is nice. But at this point, like at 1080p with DLSS set to quality, those reflections, they don't look too good. So it's pointless to be running like ray tracing at these settings at 1080p on top of DLSS Qlty. It's just better you just keep it off. And let's proceed a little bit up there. Then I'll switch to 1440p resolution as well. And I can definitely notice a lot of bloodiness on these trees or whatever plants. There are these leaves. Pretty noisy. And when you move your camera, they become very shimmery with DLSS Qlty at 1080p resolution. It's not the greatest implementation of DLSS, you know. Silent Hill had a good implementation of DLSS, I would say. So up next at 1440p, guys, I'm using the TAA Low anti-aliasing. If you want, you can turn it off. But I recommend you stick to TAA Low because using DLAA or TAA High eats up like 3 FPS, which is a lot like at 1440p for a GPU like this. And we are using the high preset still with motion blur only turned off. If you want, you can turn off AA completely, but then you would start noticing those jagged edges and they don't look too good, honestly. So yeah, TAA Low like takes away 1 FPS. And I also increased my GPU fan speed a little bit in MSI because it was like touching 80 degrees C and I didn't like that. And right now, as you can see, we're like staying above 50 and most likely we will drop to like 49, yeah, there. And we will look at the water also, and I hope it doesn't drop to like 30s, probably high 30, I guess it's gonna drop.
Are you okay?
And yeah, this is gonna be the main test.
You know, just
moving
finding
on.
out that 3 of my gods are out there trying to end the
Not even
world.
dropping to 40 is pretty nice. Yeah, because we are not using ray tracing right now, so that's why it won't really drop that much. It does drop when I look this side, as you can see, 48. I think that's the lowest. It's gonna go like 45-ish. And this is quite playable if you want, but we can still utilize DLSS Qlty, guys. Let's try that real quick. So I'm simply gonna go down and turn on DLSS Qlty, and that's gonna turn off our anti-aliasing. And yeah, DLSS Qlty. Let's check this out with high preset, without any ray tracing or anything, and we will most likely be sitting above 60 most of the time. And it probably will drop to like 50s when we look at the water. That's what I want to know. And it's pretty smooth nonetheless. You could even play like without DLSS Qlty with native 1440p as well. But yeah, you might see the FPS drop here and there like it was dropping when looking at this side. But for a game like this, I think high 40s is still acceptable at times. And now it's dropping like 60s, as you can see. And while looking towards water, yep, 67, 68. Not that demanding without ray tracing, honestly, the water. And it's quite good experience, I would say. VRAM is also sitting around 7. And I'm not really gonna honestly spend too much time, you know, with this GPU at this game because I have so many other videos to make, honestly. And I am just running out of time. And there are so many other games to play as well. I still have left to complete Silent Hill 2. and God of War Ragnarok. I really want to finish them up real quick. But yeah, 70 FPS average. So yeah, 70 FPS average, guys, pretty acceptable. You can play this way with 1440p resolution. Alright, I'm gonna quickly test 4K resolution as well using 3060 Ti, and we're gonna use DLSS Qlty right off the bat with low settings, absolutely. And let's hope, yeah, these two are turned off by default, which is nice. And I am honestly not expecting much from a 3060 Ti at 4K. But yeah, it seems like, and my expectation was quite low at 4K, but on low settings, as you can see with quality DLSS, it looks fantastic. Much better than like 1440 and 1080p. Obviously, it's low settings. You will see, yeah, a lot of these pop-ins are there, as you can see, the vegetation pop-ins, trees popping in, the leaves and everything when you go close. Draw distance is pretty bad. But yeah, it looks crystal clear, you know, because of 4K. And I think we might be able to use medium settings also if we can use some DLSS performance or even balance. That water just looks pretty bad, like muddy water. It's pretty much awful, pixelated. And yeah, regardless of everything, we're getting like 60 plus FPS all the time. It does drop here and there to 50s, but that's not a problem, I would say. The real deal is like these pop-ins. They're pretty annoying, but yeah, it's low settings, guys. Even high preset has multiple pop-ins, as you saw on the trees, and even ultra has a few here and there. But yeah, this is low. You gotta deal with that if you want to play at 4K. If you have a big TV or 4K TV or something, and you want to play this game on that, you can surely do that with a 3060 Ti, but with low settings. So we're still at 4K, and this time we're going to use DLSS Qlty. Obviously, we need help of DLSS at 4K with this GPU, and we are utilizing the medium graphics settings. Most likely, no, these are turned off pretty much in medium, which is good. So let's check this out. I had to restart the game when I applied the medium settings from low, and yeah, we're getting 50-ish frames, so we're gonna get that 40 FPS experience. But I hope we see a lot less pop-in now. Yeah, there is definitely pop-ins still over there, but it's not like low settings, which was happening, like constant pop-in. This is much more acceptable, I would say, and it's not gonna kill the immersion too much. And yeah, you will drop to like 40-ish FPS, obviously. The water still looks crap, honestly, even on medium. It's the same. But yeah, maybe I will try some DLSS performance. Let's see how that goes. So I'm going to quickly enable performance DLSS on this, not ultra performance. That's going to make it look pretty bad. Performance DLSS. Yeah, looks quite good, honestly. It's not that bad. It's like this game has like decent implementation of DLSS. It's not the best. Like still does the job pretty well. There's a lot of shadow flickering here and there, especially in the distance. And pop-ins are obviously still there. These plants just like popped in, some of the leaves on it. Yeah, look at those shadow pop-ins over there, like in that area. You will just notice as I move further. Yeah, there's rocks popping in, like stones and stuff. Yeah, 60 FPS plus. You can use these settings also. I think I would recommend you use this instead of the low settings, because this is a better experience overall, even at 4K. But you might notice some like artifacting, not artifacting, but blurriness, especially if you are gonna play on a big TV or a big display, because we are using like performance DLSS, right? So that will be it for this video, guys. Do leave a like and subscribe if you're new to the channel, and as always, I'll see you in the next one. Till then, take care and bye bye.